My 37F wife sent me 42M this text message. What should I do with it? My separated wife sent me this text message. We have been together for 12 years and married for 6. Our relationship has been a mess for a few years. Several cases of emotional cheating honestly by both of us over the years. Currently we live in the same house but don't talk, share a bed, or have any real relationship. She loves to silent treatment me when we fight, and I do it right back. Basically a war of who can ignore the other one the longest. You could say we are essentially separated but living in the same house. I knew she was on dating websites and talking to other men. I wasn't okay with it, but wasn't going to beg for her attention. Then this happened. She lied about where she was going on New Year's, and my stepdaughter sent me the referenced Snapchat story. Stepdaughter was angry. Honestly, the worst part is that my kids know. Here is the text message. I spent New Year's with someone new, and you obviously seen that Snap story that was meant for only Barbara. I don't know what this message will make you feel like, but I wanted to share my feelings, just from my perspective. I went to spend New Year's with the guy the first met from online. It was great. He was nice and polite and never overstepped my boundaries. The entire time, every conversation, every question, every eye-to-eye glance, I was wishing it was you. I was wishing our glances and conversation were good again. Wishing you would tell me good night stories and have pillow talk and pick my brain, and let me pick yours. 11/12. However many years ago it's been, I would have never thought we would have crashed and burned and hurt so badly. It's so disappointing to see and feel everything we've been since I started my new position. That was my personal hardest, and the toughest part of it for me. I'm not asking for second chances, for anything else, just really disappointed it wasn't you. I am about to go home. I got this message while golfing with my son. I don't know what to even say to this message. What do y'all think? This is what happens when both people are stubborn, give silent treatment, and refuse to communicate. This is the inevitable conclusion to that. For whatever reason, you are both afraid to open up and be vulnerable. If you can't get past that, you'll never have a healthy relationship. Let go of the idea of a relationship as competition. Stop trying to have the upper hand and win. A relationship is a team. Your wife is telling you she wants to try again. If you're willing, then go talk to her. If you're completely over it, then finalize this separation, plan for divorce, tell everyone you're over, and move on. She is metaphorically looking over her shoulder, emotionally, as she is leaving. She wants you to call her back and try again. If you can both stop trying to outdo the other, if you can both put the other first, I would try to save it. But both of you have to put the other first. Successful relationships can't have winners and losers. What does GM stand for? Would she have sent this if your stepdaughter didn't see the Snap story? What was she thinking when she sent that Snap story to her daughter? Breaking up is a life event. A decision like this is never 100% perfect, so there is bound to be regrets. This may be momentary regrets. So I think you need to take this in context or have more conversation. If there is something there, then I would take this to a marriage counselor. You may have already done that in the past. And of course, what do you want? Sounds like you are hoping this means something. I, 26F, told my ex, 25M, he can no longer be part of my pregnancy. Hey everyone, I'm currently 10 weeks pregnant, and ultimately decided that the father of my baby should not and could not see us. For background, I made this decision based on the fact that he does not support me in any way, shape, or form. I currently live with my parents and am coping with my pregnancy alone. Worst part is, my parents are unaware I am pregnant, mostly due to me being unsure of my decision ultimately on what I plan on doing. My ex lives in a house shared with other roommates, so our child could not live there anyways. There have been multiple occasions where he has made threats of harming my child, and has actually kicked me in the stomach prior. Police were called, but no charges placed since he claims it was self-defense, since both of us were fighting and arguing with one another. I felt terrible after that situation because I was tired of feeling disrespected, and feeling like I was treated like crap while I was pregnant. I wanted to stand up for myself. But I obviously made the situation way worse by letting it progress to that. I cried for days and he tried to apologize, saying it was an accident. But I'm at the point that since I feel like my mental health has been declining more and I feel more distressed by keeping someone like this around, that he shouldn't be involved anymore. Because I was already informed by many people that this abuse will continue. And I refuse to further endanger my child than they already have been. A lot of things have already happened, but I can't control the past and can only control the future. But I just can't handle being disrespected, being treated poorly, as well as threats being said toward my unborn child. But the point of this post is to ask, am I a bad mother for not letting the father see their child in this circumstance? And is there any benefits I could receive like child support prior to my child being born? I'm taking care of everything all by myself with no support or help. I am not currently working because of another illness. But the father is working 2 jobs. Update. I am so overwhelmed with the amount of love and support plus good advice I'm hearing from everyone. I'm taking time to read everyone's comments, face holding back tears. I know it's not easy, and I tend to be someone who thinks more with my heart than my brain, unfortunately. I'm no contact with him currently, and I am trying my absolute hardest keeping it that way. Everyone's comments remind me of the type of person he is, and that my unborn child deserves better. My growing baby comes before any of this. I'm taking my own well-being into account. I just appreciate everyone being so kind and offering their opinions plus sharing their own experiences. Just know every comment gets read, so yours makes a difference. Pink heart. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm a DV social worker and have worked with women in your situation all the time. One of the most common causes of death in pregnant women is homicide at the hands of their partners. He's shown you he's capable of this. Stay away from him and keep reporting any threat he makes. If you have this baby, you're going to need it to stop him from pursuing custody to manipulate you. Which he absolutely will. Are you sure you want to have a baby with this guy? You getting far away from him and starting over fresh, with no baby, sounds like a way better option for you. To me, if you have this child, then the father will have equal rights to the child. You cannot unilaterally decide to not have anything to do with him. You will have to get his rights terminated by the court, which will be a long, expensive, and likely fruitless endeavor. Even convicted rapists have been known to get access to the child born from the rape. You are still early enough to decide to not have this child. Think carefully. If you're still considering, I would strongly suggest you don't have this baby. This is going to be extremely difficult for you and will keep him in your life forever. You don't need to be subjected to his abuse, and neither does a child. You're going to be legally tied to him for the next 18 years. I wouldn't have that baby if possible. He's abusive and you're about to be tied to him for 18 years. That's 18 years of manipulation, control, abuse, abandonment, fighting for any kind of support, and always having him in your thoughts. I would consider abortion. Do you want to inflict this hell on a child? Because that's what you're doing. My girlfriend, 22F, flirted with my buddy and is angry at me, 22M. I, 22M, was at a New Year's party with my girlfriend, 22F. Nothing special, it was a normal evening for us. We have been together for 8 months. At one point she made a joke to our mutual friend, but he is mostly my friend. He called me as a joke his boyfriend, to which she replied, "Well, does it mean I have to do you?" This joke didn't make any sense for me and made my buddy uncomfortable. About 30 minutes later we had the opportunity to talk in private, so I told her calmly that I didn't like that joke and I don't want her to be doing these kinda jokes to my friends. She got extremely angry and left the room smacking the door. OFC, New Year's party was ruined. We didn't speak rest of the night and she told me I ruined her party by starting a drama. Also, I found out that she told people at the party different version of the story, stating that I am angry at my buddy. He even came to apologize. I told her that speaking normally, didn't call her any names, etc. I spoke with her friend at the party and she told me that she is angry at me because I over-exaggerated. I tried to talk to her at the party but she ignored everything or kept repeating that I ruined the party for her. I need somebody to talk to. I love that girl but I really didn't like her behavior yesterday and I do not want to apologize. She expects that. Can somebody explain what happened? Why this become an issue? Doesn't like what you've got to say and makes it about her rather than addressing your concerns. Been there, bud. It's a flag, don't get in the habit of collecting them. Seen this so many times. She's a deflector. She can't handle the fact she's done something shitty, that you'll be mad with her, that your buddy might think she's odd. So she turned it around onto you, made you the issue, because you ruined the night. She ruined it. Then the lying to others, which is the biggest worry, is a further attempt to deflect. You need to stand your ground or she will do this every single time you need to call her out. State the facts. Tell her you won't back down from this and she's in the wrong. Run. You don't want years of that BS. Run now. She had a crush on your buddy and you ruined her attempt to flirt with him. That's why she's angry. Do not apologize, bro, you'll regret it later. Let her know how you feel, notice her reaction, confront her about the lies. In my opinion, red flags. Openly flirted in front of you. Lied to her friends. Outburst in social gathering. Expects an apology. She is a keep her. Far away. Trying to understand. Your guy friend made a joke that you were his boyfriend, and your girlfriend of 8 months said, "Does that mean I get to do you?" That aimed at the friend, yeah? So essentially insinuating wanting to have sex with your friend? Correct? You then took her aside, mentioned you felt uncomfortable and she flew off the handle. You have a few options. What outcome do you want? You can go, though we need to have a rational conversation, that you won't be disrespected and then have a partner lie about your actions based off her poor word choices. Or you can break up. My 31 male fiancé threatened to take my 29 female child from me while drunk. Happy New Year everyone. What a way to kick it off. Recently, during a horrible drunken night, my fiancé and I got into a huge fight. A lot of times when we drink together the night ends in him screaming horrible things at me. This last time he called me stupid, worthless, a bad mother, and told me he would take my child from me. He doesn't do this sober and doesn't drink often. But that crossed the line for me. Our relationship has been such a roller coaster, and while I love him, I've been so stressed for years. He has had some grief in the last 3 years that has made him progressively angrier. I want us both in therapy, but I also want us to do it while separated. I just hope I am making the right choice for my daughter and I. You break up with him and concentrate on your child. You need therapy. Stop caring about him. Be a role model for your child so she can avoid making the same mistakes you did. Separating is definitely the right choice for you and your daughter. You're showing her it's unacceptable to be treated like this. Ex-fiancé, right? Your duty is to protect your child. Time to call it quits, especially for your daughter. By staying, all you are doing is showing her it's okay to be treated like crap. And cool it with the drinking. We make irrational decisions when drinking. You shouldn't put up with that behavior. He shouldn't be drinking if he's an angry drunk. You should definitely separate. Don't marry him, whatever you do. Any person who makes drunken threats is not someone to spend your life with. Protect your daughter and get sober.